Hello and welcome to our Members Choice live stream from otrgold.com. I'm your host, Austin Bach. Thank you for being here. Today or tonight is our once monthly Members Choice live stream. Means one of the channel members gets to choose what we're listening to tonight. Tonight's selection was chosen by Nell. Thank you, Nell, for the selection, and thanks for being here. Shout out to Nell, Life with Roscoe, Mary, who are already in chat. If you'd like to join them in chat and you're tuning in, just be sure you're watching from the Old Time Radio OTR Gold channel, which if you're watching from Old Time Radio Archive, I linked it in the description. I'm broadcasting tonight from Seattle, wearing my Mariners hat. They've been doing well as of late. All right, so Ozzie and Harriet. Tonight's episode is called Ozzie and the Hypnotist. This is our first time we've ever listened to anything from The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. So I'm excited to hear tonight's program. I was looking up on Wikipedia some information about this, and I wish, and maybe in future streams, I can figure out how to get whoever selected it up here on screen, and you can introduce it yourself or tell me what it is that you liked about it. So without that ability to do that today, Nell, why don't you give us a little background how you've discovered Ozzie and Harriet? Put it in the chat, and once you pop it in there, I'll highlight it on screen. But if you go to the Wikipedia page for this, it's mainly talking about the television series because the radio program was a success that they continued it on to television, aired on ABC starting in 1952 and would run until 1966 and would became the longest running live action sitcom in American television history until it was surpassed by It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But that was in 2021. So it had quite a long run. And it was a sitcom that featured a real life family, Ozzie Nelson and his wife, singer Harriet Nelson. Also their sons, and made appearances in the TV show. But let me go to the show. So it says in the early 1930s, a booking at the Glen Island Casino in New York gained national network radio exposure for Ozzie Nelson's orchestra. After 3 years together with the orchestra, Ozzie and Harriet signed to appear regularly on the radio show, The Baker's Broadcast. And then at some point, they joined the Red Skelton Show, joined the cast. And then in 1944, they signed for their own show. So when Red Skelton was drafted in March 1944, Ozzie Nelson was prompted to create his own family sitcom. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet launched on October 8th, 1944 on CBS. It moved to NBC 4 years later. The final years of the radio series were on ABC, at which time they also simulcast, or they not simulcast, but they were also on TV. Okay, so that's what I got. That's the background I got. Now I've filibustered enough that I have Nell's response here. It says, when I was in California as a very young engineer, Ozzie and Harriet was on TV there. Therefore, before it was shown on the Disney Channel in the 80s, I just fell in love with the whole family. Sweet. Also learning tonight that Nell is an engineer. I know you teach math. What's your engineering degree? Please share. All right, so thanks everybody for tuning in. We got a few others trickling in. We got Life with Roscoe, 7B and AZ, Mary, Teddy, Andrea. Thanks for being here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. And I don't know who their sponsors are. So Nell, are we going to need our water ready for our cigarette commercials, or are they sponsored by like Sensodyne or something? Sensodyne's not the one. What's the other one? Rexall Drugs. But I feel like there was like a prominent toothpaste brand that was sponsoring a bunch of radio programs. The name is escaping me right now, but I guess we'll discover this together. So, okay, here we go.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, starring young America's favorite couple, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard. As we look in at the Nelson household at 1847 Rogers Road, we find Ozzie and Harriet seated in the living room.
Any mail today, Oz?
Yeah, it finally got here.
Gee, the mail is certainly slow in this place, isn't it?
I don't know why we have to live on the only street in Hollywood that won't give up the Pony Express.
Well, it eventually gets here. Where is the mail?
It's right here. There's a letter from my Aunt Belinda. It's there if you want to read it.
Well, what does it say? Is Uncle George all right?
Yeah, he's working now.
Oh, really?
Aunt Belinda says it's the best job he ever had. Uncle George makes fire extinguishers filled with gasoline.
Fire extinguishers filled with gasoline?
Yeah, they're for people with plenty of insurance.
You've been at those joke books again, haven't you? Say, what are those big books over there?
Oh, I sent for them. They just came in today, some of them. They look very interesting, too.
Unusual titles, aren't they? Strange Woman, Strange Cargo. What's that one over there called?
Well, that's a book on skin troubles. It's called Strange Mange.
Ozzie, stop making things up.
Darling, when will you realize that you're married to a man with a mind like a steel trap?
Oh, brother. You know, honey, you should have been a master of ceremonies. I can just see your name up in lights in front of Slapsy Maxie. Ozzie Nelson, the only master of ceremonies with a steel-trapped mind and the fractured skull.
You know, there's a lot to this mental business, though. It's all explained in one of these books here. Life is a constant conflict, wherein the stronger mind controls the weaker mind.
I'll bet that's what happened to my mind the night I said I'd marry you.
Are you kidding? Why, I just mumbled the question. It was practically inaudible, and you shouted yes so loud you scared the daylights out of me.
Now that's where you're wrong. I remember it very distinctly. We were riding in the car and you kept saying, "Will you marry me? Will you marry me?" And I kept shaking my head and shaking my head back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, that time you had your nose caught in the windshield wiper, and you know it. You'll think differently about this mental business, though, when I hypnotize you one of these days.
Hypnotize me? Since when have you been interested in hypnotism?
Oh, ever since this book arrived.
What book is that?
This one here, it's called Strange Journeys into the Fascinating Fields of Hypnotism, or How to Tell Your Best Friends Before They Tell You.
Hypnotism. Oh, Ozzie, do you really believe in that stuff?
Of course I do. Do you know, I was once in a theater where a hypnotist called a guy up on the stage, and he hypnotized him. He made him cackle like a rooster, bark like a dog, even try to dig a gopher hole right on the stage. That ought to prove something.
Oh, it proves something, all right. Proves the guy was a big dope.
I am not. No, really, though, they're doing some wonderful things with hypnotism lately. One professor spent 2 years hypnotizing a cat into thinking she was a dog and finally succeeded.
Well, that sounds pretty interesting. What was the result?
Well, nobody knows. She chased herself up a tree and never came down. But you know something, Harriet? From what I've read on the subject, I have a feeling that I might make a good hypnotist myself.
Well, now that you mention it, when you were in college, weren't you voted the one most likely to put people to sleep?
Okay, make jokes if you want, but I'll bet I can hypnotize you right now. And I've only read the first chapter. Come on, let me try.
Oh, Ozzie, I'm too busy for such nonsense.
Oh, come on, be a sport.
Well, okay, go ahead.
Well, you've got to cooperate, you know.
All right, what do I do?
Well, first, you've got to make your mind a complete blank.
Oh, you want to start even, huh?
Now, this is the way it's done. Look into my eyes. I am the master. I am your guiding light. Look at me. Look at me.
Is that a wart on your nose?
Now, please, Harriet, if you want to be hypnotized, you've got to concentrate.
Okay, I'm concentrating.
Fine, here we go now. Mumbo jumbo, hambo bambo, bobo lobo. You are going to sleep. You are going to sleep. Watch me closely. Mumbo jumbo, hambo bambo.
Bobo Lobo.
Bobo Lobo, you are going to sleep. You are going
Ozzie.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Stare into my eyes. I am your master. I am your guiding light. I am your Svengali.
You're nuts. I'm going out in the kitchen for a cup of coffee. Why don't you read the book over a few more times, honey?
Oh, I want to get somebody to hypnotize while it's fresh in my mind. Say, maybe Gloria could...
No, you don't now. Gloria's busy in the kitchen cooking dinner.
Oh, gosh.
And I've got things to do, too. I'll be back later.
Gee, I wonder why that didn't work on Harriet. I guess she must have too much willpower to be hypnotized. I'll bet I could hypnotize Gloria, though. I think I'll try, only this time I'll use a subtle approach. Oh, Gloria! Gloria!
Did you call me, Mr. Nelson?
Yes, I did, Gloria. How's dinner coming?
Oh, pretty good. I'm bashing the potatoes now.
No, you mean mashing the potatoes, don't you, Gloria?
No, I was bashing them. Can I help it if I have a nasty temper?
Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you're very busy out there in the kitchen.
Yes, and I'm having a lot of trouble with that turkey I'm cooking.
Oh, really?
Yes. Every time I start to close the oven door, he looks at me as if to say, "Don't fence me in."
Oh, that's just your imagination, Gloria.
Yeah, maybe it is. I have such a vivid imagination, Mr. Nelson. You know, I once thought I resembled Dorothy Lamour.
Dorothy Lamour?
Isn't it silly? And all along, I'm the spitting image of Lana Turner.
You know, Gloria, I saw a little glint in your eye this afternoon, and I was thinking maybe you're preparing some special surprise for me.
Well, I was going to mix you one of my cocktails. I call it the Gloria Special.
Oh, really? How do you make it?
Well, first you take a very large glass.
Yes.
And then you pour in 2 quarts of gin.
Yes?
That's all.
You mean that's all, brother? Gloria, I'll tell you what I really wanted to talk to you about. What do you know about hypnotism and clairvoyance?
Not very much, Mr. Nelson. I always listen to Abbott and Costello.
No, Gloria, hypnotism is the power to make people realize their secret ambitions. For instance, how would you like to become Betty Grable?
Betty Grable?
That's right. In 5 minutes, I could convince you that you are Betty Grable.
You might convince me, Mr. Nelson, but my legs would never believe it.
If you only had a secret ambition, Gloria, I could hypnotize you right into it.
Oh, but I have. I always wanted to be a great dramatic actress like Ethel Barrymore.
Well, wonderful. Why didn't you say so? I'll tell you what you do. Now, you just relax and you look at me. Look me right in the eye. Mumbo jumbo. Hambo bambo. Bobo lobo. Repeat after me. I am a great dramatic actress.
You are a great dramatic actress.
So you do like Abbott and Costello, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Now, look me in the eye. Repeat these exact words. I am making a great Shakespearean picture.
Look me in the eye and repeat these exact words. I am making a great Shakespearean picture.
The lights are on. The cameras are turning.
The lights are on. The cameras are turning.
Over in one corner.
Quiet on the set.
Gee, I think I hypnotized her. Gloria.
Miss Ethel Barrymore, please. To be or not to be, that is the question.
Harriet, come quick. I've hypnotized Gloria.
Ozzie, after all, fun is fun, but it's been 3 hours since you hypnotized Gloria, and she still thinks she's Ethel Barrymore.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Oh, dear. Can't you possibly snap her out of it?
Well, it says in the book to snap my fingers like this.
Romeo, climb up on the ladder, Romeo. Climb up on the ladder, Romeo. My, his joints are a little stiff, aren't they? To be or not to be?
Oh, Ozzie, this is beginning to be serious. Let's get a professional hypnotist over here right away.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right. But what are we going to do with Gloria in the meantime? She's just standing there, stiff as a poker.
Yeah. Yeah, she really is stiff as a poker, isn't she? Ozzie, what are you doing?
I'm moving her over here. I think she'll look better next to the fireplace.
Oh, Ozzie, stop clowning and let's get going. Is this the place, Ozzie?
Yes, it says Dr. Dipso. Come on, let's go in.
How do you do? Something I can do for you?
Well,
Or would you rather come back sometime when your wife's not with you?
We came to see Dr. Dipso.
Yes, can the doctor see us right away? This is quite an emergency.
Oh, well, I'm sure he'll be with you in just a moment. He's in the next room with some poor fellow who thinks he's an aeroplane.
Now, young man, you're convinced that you're not a B-29?
Oh, yes, Doctor. I can't imagine how I ever thought I was a B-29.
Oh, that's good.
I feel so much better now that I know I'm a P-38. Well, goodbye, Doctor.
Happy landings, young man. And, now, what can I do for you?
Well, we've come to you with a very urgent case, Doctor. You see, it's the result of a hypnotic spell that caused some sort of an awful stupor.
Oh, yes, a pitiful case. You poor man, what is your name?
No, not me. We're here together.
You see, Dr. Dipso, my husband here hypnotized our cook, Gloria. Now he can't snap her out of it.
And we thought we could get you to come over to the house and help us.
Oh, yes, of course. Nurse.
Yes, Dr. Dipso.
Nurse, I'm going to be busy for a while. Will you call Dr. Kildare, Dr. Brent, Dr. Christian, and Dr. Gillespie? Have you got that?
Yes, you want me to call Dr. Kildare, Dr. Brent, Dr. Christian, and Dr. Gillespie. What shall I tell them?
Tell them the poker game is off.
Doctor, this is Gloria, the young lady who's in the trance.
How can you tell?
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
See what I mean, Doc?
You know, this case looks like a distinct schizophrenic tendency with delusions of grandeur and manic depressive syndromes. I believe there's been only one other case like it in medical history.
Oh, really?
Yes. But don't worry, I'm cured now.
You see, Doc, she thinks she's Ethel Barrymore.
Well, let's see what we can do. Mumbo jumbo, hambo bambo, bobo lobo.
See, Harriet, the doctor used the same words I do.
Ipso facto phoomp.
Yeah, plus a couple he carved out of his own head. Do you think you can do anything for her, Doctor?
Oh, I think so, Mrs. Nelson. You see, hypnosis is merely the power of the forceful mind over the weak mind. Just watch a moment, and you'll see how strong my mind is. Gloria, look into my eyes. You are not a dramatic actress, you hear? You are not Ethel Barrymore. Rumbo jumbo, you are Gloria.
Mumbo, jumbo, I'm Ethel Barrymore.
Hambo bambo, you are Gloria.
Hambo, bambo, I'm Ethel Barrymore.
Now comes the supreme test. I must have absolute quiet.
We'll be quiet.
Now, Gloria, bobo lobo, you are now Gloria.
Mobo, lobo, I am now Gloria.
It worked. Gloria's okay.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks a million, Dr. Dipso.
Dr. Dipso, there must be a mistake. I am not Dr. Dipso.
Then who are you?
Silly boy, don't you recognize me? I am Ethel Barrymore.
got a gal who's always late anytime we have a date, but I love her. Yes, I love her. I'm gonna walk up to her gate and see if I can get it straight, 'cause I want her. I'm gonna ask her, is you is or is you ain't my baby? The way you're acting lately makes me doubt. My baby, baby. Seems my flame in your heart done gone out. A woman is a creature that has always been strange, but when you're sure of one you find, she's gone and made a change. Or is you ain't my baby? Maybe baby's found somebody new. Or is my baby still my baby true?
Love and obey. I think I'll go and tell him you've been acting up this way. Is you ain't my baby?
Oh, now, honey, how can you talk like that?
Maybe baby's found somebody new.
Oh, me, oh, my, you know that ain't true.
Or is my baby still my baby true?
Getting back to Ozzie and Harriet, it seems that Ozzie got more than he bargained for when he started fooling around with hypnotism. Harriet, who knows her husband only too well, is a little worried that he may do some more experimenting in this unusual field. So let's see what happens next.
Ozzie Nelson, look. I want you to promise me one thing, that you'll never hypnotize anyone again. You promise?
Yes, with two exceptions.
You mean you have two people you want to get under your spell?
Yeah, Lana Turner and the head of the gasoline board.
Oh, that's silly. Really, though, you know, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble by being so positive about these things.
Now, you know as well as I do that you wouldn't want me to have a negative outlook on life.
Well, it might be a lot safer.
Darling, let me pass on to you a little solid philosophy that I recently heard.
Such as, for instance?
You gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In-Between. You gotta spread joy up to the maximum. Bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium's liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said we gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In-Between. Don't mess with Mr. In-Between.
to illustrate my last remark. Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said we gotta
accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. Get it. Hello there. Oh, Ozzie, it's Mr. and Mrs. Waddington. Won't you come in?
Oh, yes, thank you, Harriet. We can only stay a moment. Roger, take off your hat.
Yes, my dear.
I just love your new furs, Mrs. Waddington.
Oh, thank you. They're an anniversary present.
Oh, they're very pretty. What kind of fur are they?
Weasel, I think. Roger, didn't these furs come from a weasel?
Yes, my dear. I gave them to you yesterday.
As a matter of fact, we're on our way to the dress shop now. Roger wants me to buy a few new dresses, some new shoes, and a new coat. Don't you, Roger?
Yes, my dear.
Aren't you going to buy anything, Roger?
Well, there is something I wanted to buy, but she won't let me.
Oh, why not? Is it too expensive?
Well, I don't know. How much does a bubble dancer cost?
Well, hello, folks. How are you?
Oh, hello.
Ozzie's had a pretty hectic day today. He's been fooling around with hypnotism.
Hypnotism? Pure nonsense.
Well, that's what I thought, too, until he hypnotized Gloria.
Sure, it's really much easier than you think. All it takes is a little practice and a strong mind.
Well, I ought to make a good hypnotist because I have a very strong mind.
You do?
Yes. Of course, it's in escrow now.
Say, you know, I have an idea. Why don't I hypnotize you, Roger?
Oh, stuff and nonsense.
Oh, now, Ozzie, haven't we had enough for one day?
Roger, what would you like to be more than anything else in the world?
Single.
No, really, Roger, I have a wonderful idea.
I don't think I'm going to like this.
Me either.
Roger, look me in the eye. Mumbo jumbo. Hambo bambo. Bobo lobo. You are no longer a mouse. You are a lion. A ferocious lion.
Roger. Roger, there's a strange look in your eye. What's the matter, Roger?
Shut up, you old goat.
Roger, what's come over you? This is your little wifey, your little dream kisser.
Dream kisser.
That's what you've always called me.
And you know why? I never dreamed anybody could have such a kisser.
Why, you don't know what you're saying.
Yes, and you can go shopping by yourself because I'm going to meet the boys and play poker.
Over my dead body.
Nothing could make a nicer table.
Ozzie, what have you done to my dear little husband?
Gosh, I sort of hypnotized him, I guess.
I am a lion. And you are a helpless little lamb.
Roger, don't look at me that way. Ah, Roger, stop saying
I am a lion. I'm going to tear you apart.
Get up off that floor and come home with me this instant. Is that clear, Roger?
Roger. Ozzie, I thought you said I was supposed to be the lion.
Well, that's hypnotism, Roger. Well, this has really been a mad day, hasn't it?
It certainly has. And I hope this has taught you a lesson not to fool around with hypnotism and things you don't know anything about.
Well, you're a fine one to make speeches about hypnotism. You, of all people.
What do you mean, me of all people? I never hypnotized anybody.
Oh, no, you can tell that to others, but you can't tell that to me, because I was there when you hypnotized them. Yes, sir. The first time you looked at me, dear, I was lost in a dream. When you smiled, I just melted away. And I hope I remain under your spell for the rest of my life.
Oh, Ozzie.
Well, one thing is certain. I sure am glad we got Glory out of that spell.
Yeah, I was really getting worried about her. Thank goodness she's perfectly normal again.
Yeah, she snapped out of it fine. Say, isn't it about time that she announced dinner?
Mm-hmm. Practically ready. She'll announce it any minute now.
Come all ye for whom the bell tolls.
All I can say is I hope Ethel Barrymore can cook.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
All right. I just made a comment here. I let that one go to the very end, but if Thomas is still Thomas was one of the earlier viewers of this channel, and when I would be playing something like this, I would kind of wait till like the story was over, but maybe they're doing the same outro or like, the ad at the end or something, or talking about what's coming up next, but you never hear because the thing cuts off. And I would sometimes talk over or like, cut the audio early and say, "Oh, I hope you enjoyed that episode." And he would always be in the comments saying, "Let it play to the end." So he said that enough times. I'm like, okay, it was when it was just Life with Roscoe and Joshua and Thomas and just a handful of others. So I thought, well, I can't upset my 5 listeners. So that's what I've done since then. So that's the Thomas rule. If he still tunes in occasionally from afar, he was in the UK, so maybe I mean he still is. He's still with us, I'm sure. Uh, I just don't know if he lurks or whatever. But anyway, that's the Thomas rule. That's why I waited. So I mentioned that we were talking about hypnotists, and I asked if anyone had been on stage with a hypnotist because I'm always skeptical if they have like their plants in the audience and they bring them up on stage. I don't know. So if you've had an experience with the hypnotist, tell me what that is, please, or tell me how it went. And then Nell was there from the beginning as well. Yes, Nell's there. So you remember Thomas. Um, Nell's been on the old channel too. Um, so the what was I going to say? But as a kid, I've always been interested in like magic and learning how they do their tricks because what I like about most magicians, I think most magicians are pretty upfront. Like they're trying to create kind of a cool experience, but no one actually claims like they're doing something supernatural. So it's like a challenge as a viewer to figure out the sleight of hand or figure out something else, and that's what I always found interesting. And David Copperfield is, for those that know magic, one of like the gold standard of stage magicians. He's done some pretty incredible things during his career. I think one of the most impressive, I mean, televised, he like made the Statue of Liberty vanish, which is kind of cool, but it's not. I mean, it's that one's not as cool if you watch him go through the Great Wall of China. Like that's a pretty good illusion. And I watched an explainer on it, but it's still like impressive. But my David Copperfield story, well, a couple years back, well, now more than a couple years, but I was in Vegas for a while, and he has a long-time residency there at the MGM. He puts on shows, and I went to see David Copperfield. And a lot of the stuff he did, I didn't know how to do it, or like I didn't know how he did it. But there was one thing that he did that, with my background in, like, in addition to this, like prior to this, I've worked for Microsoft and Amazon. I kind of have a tech background. I've been interested in computers for a while. It's kind of how I got started in all these old time radio things. I found the audio files online and then created podcasts out of them and videos online and just did it in a way that was kind of automated to create just the library of content. But anyway, so I'm gonna spoil one of David Copperfield's tricks right now because it was spoiled for me just like seeing the setup and I knew how this was gonna go down. Um, so if you want to tune out now, that's fine. I hope you have the great rest of your Wednesday and I hope to see you on Friday. But if you stick around, just beware. I'm gonna spoil one trick. So at the very beginning of the show, there's a box in front of every seat, and they ask you to put your phone in there. One, because they don't want you taking photos or videos during the performance, and then there's also some note about like there's some trick that involves your phone, and they don't want you to spoil the surprise. So you put your phone in this box. Um, or actually, before you do, so David Copperfield comes on stage and he tells you about this trick and he tells you about the box and he says, "Okay, we're gonna do some magic here tonight, and some of it you're gonna be involved in, and go and," he says, Everybody that's in attendance tonight, because you had to like register online, you had to put in your email to get the digital tickets. He's like, you should see another and you should see some other email from us. So like confirm that you have this email, and it's going to have a bunch of my predictions for things that will happen tonight um, throughout the show. So like don't open it because that would spoil the surprise, but confirm that you have this email and you can see that you've received a brand new email in your inbox, and it says like do not open predictions inside. And he's like, okay, now that you've seen it, turn your phone off and put it in the box, and like no one's gonna touch it whatever. You'll check. We're gonna just enjoy the show, and then at the end of the show, you'll see it. So then the show continues, and he blows your mind with like a ton of other stuff, like levitating on stage. He makes this like UFO appear and fly out over you and back, and it's like knowing that it's all done practically, it's still amazing. Trying to figure out, I don't even know how that you'd start to perform that type of effect or illusion. But then anyway, at the end of the night, you take your phone out and he's pulled up a volunteer and it's like a woman in a blue blouse or her husband's name is such and such, and then the other person that's doing this, like he kind of interviews him on stage and gets some information about him. And then after the show or right at the end of the show, he says like, "Okay, now's the time to pull out your phone." And there's like 15 things that I mean, more than 15 things that have happened during the show. But you open up your phone and you open up the predictions email, and he's predicted all 15 of those things, like the color of the woman's blouse who helped him with, you know, whatever, or like the number that the random person in the audience is gonna pick. And in that case, I know that everybody that he's picked in the audience is not a plant because we're all there and like you can do this effect without having plants. So he's genuinely picking volunteers at random. They're saying numbers at random. He's doing other magic with that information. But then all these predictions, um that's all, like, noted as it's happening, so here's how this thing is happening. Like, the email, when you open it up, is an image, and that's for me, when I saw that it was an image, I was like, "Oh, okay, I know how you're doing this." Because, in the early days of email, when you would receive an email, like, to your AOL or to your Yahoo, if it was on your desktop, sorry, guys, this is a mega tangent, so hopefully you guys find this interesting. Um, it would download everything, uh, locally on your phone, so or on your desktop. So, if I sent you an email that had an embedded image, your email client would download the text, and it would also download the image so that when you opened it up, it was all there and ready to go. But then a bunch of spammers, a bunch of bad people would, game that system, and they would send, like, invisible images or something, and they would do it to test which emails are valid, because they could send it, say, to 100 different emails, but then if they saw that the image was downloaded to these 50, they knew that those 50 were active, and then they could spam you with other things, or they could put tracker emails in there, or that was a way that early email clients would tell you if someone's read the image or not. They would put a 1 pixel image on the email, be like, "Yeah, they've read it because I downloaded this image." Uh, so anyway, actually uh, that came a bit later, but the long story short is your thing used to start downloading images right away. And then for privacy reasons and other things, they stopped doing that. Like almost all email clients do not download images ahead of time because they don't want the sender to know if you've sent information, if you've opened the email. Um, uh, or they don't, there's other reasons, but I think it's primarily privacy driven. So, what do the David Copperfield people do to pull off this illusion? They send you an email with a link that includes a link to like go fetch an image. But until you open the the email at the end of the show, it's not going to go and download that image. So I could like post an image or send you an email that has a link that takes you to like otrgold.com/image.jpg. And then during the show, I have an assistant that's like in Photoshop and typing, "Oh, what's the color of the person that's helping with this? Oh, blue blouse." And they type blue blouse and they do all that. They type out the predictions as they're happening. And then right before David Copperfield says, "Open your email," they save that image and they put it in the location that will be downloaded by all these emails. And then you open it and your mind is blown because he predicted like the minutia of the entire show. And like, how could he know that? How could he know that? So anyway, long story short, I was totally blown away by like many other things that David Copperfield did. But that one little thing, I opened it up, I saw that it was an image, and I was like, come on, David. Like, you're the greatest magician of all time. Like, don't do this. I know exactly how this works. And if I did an effective job at communicating that to you, you now know how that works. So hopefully that was worth 10 minutes of your life because I just wasted. Because if not, I just wasted 10 minutes of your life, and I apologize for that. I saw a bunch of comments come through that I haven't read, but I did see 2 super chats. So thank you very much, Life with Roscoe and Nell, for the super chats. And I promise to go back and read all these other comments because I'm sure they're great. But I'll do that after the fact. Again, thank you very much for joining. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you to Nell for picking that. And I hope to see you back on Friday for another episode of Dragnet. And then if you want to pick the next episode, you got to be a channel member, so consider joining. If you're into that sort of thing. And then a month from now, the 3rd Wednesday of the month in September, we're going to do another one of these. So hope to see you all back on that. And until Friday, stay happy, stay healthy, and don't get fooled by these David Copperfield emails. Okay. Anyway, have a good one. See ya.